Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news of property frenzies in both China and Australia. But first, in the US, activity in the manufacturing sector expanded at a healthy pace in March, even if it was slightly down from February. But factories are facing rising raw materials costs that could lift broader inflation. However, the pace may slow soon. Several top car companies posted March sales declines, heightening concerns about bloated dealer stocks and pricing pressure in an industry that has been central to American economic growth. The results were worse than analysts expected and come at the beginning of the spring selling season. Just how important to the US economy the car lending has become was revealed overnight in new data from the New York Fed. Personal lending is now back to 2008 levels of $12.6 trillion. Of course, in that time, incomes are now far higher, so the relative load is less. But it is not housing lending that is driving the increase. It is car loans and student debt. Housing share of this debt has actually fallen from 79% to 72% in those 9 years. In China, south from Beijing, they are eyeing a new city to relocate polluting industry away from the capital. Within 24 hours of the announcement, hordes of prospective buyers poured into the region. Highways were clogged as they came to purchase real estate, with some camping outside property agent offices overnight. It fast became unmanageable, and the government had to ban all property sales in the area. In South Africa, political upheaval from the president's firing of his finance minister and installing a loyal crony has brought a swift reaction from credit rating agencies. Standard & Poor's have downgraded South African debt to junk status, BB+. In Australia, both regulators and banks are worried about the property frenzy that has reignited in Sydney and Melbourne. One bank has stopped lending to investors altogether, and regulators, including the RBA and ASIC, are racing to install new lending restrictions on investors. And the Credit Suisse tax evasion case in Australia is widening. First, there were a few over 300 names under investigation. In just a few days, that has zoomed to over 1,000. Police phone taps are a new way the evaders are being identified. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield is lower again today at 2.34%. Oil prices are down slightly today at just under $50.50 for the US benchmark, while the Brent benchmark is just under $53.50 a barrel. The gold price is higher, however, up another $5 to $1,252 an ounce. And the New Zealand dollar starts today pretty much unchanged from this time yesterday at 70 US cents. On the crossroads, the Kiwi dollar is up to 92.1 Aussie cents following their surprisingly weak retail sales data yesterday. And against the euro, it's at 65.6 euro cents. The TWI is at 75.1. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.